A violent stunt is growing in popularity among teenagers. The knockout game involves assaulting people without warning, and it is claiming lives. Senior correspondent FBI Insider John Miller found several disturbing attacks caught on camera.
The victims of this brutal game are chosen at random. Defenseless and unsuspecting people are attacked by groups of teens who have one goal in mind: to knock the victim out with one punch.
Beat the one-hitter quitter!
One-hitter quitter. Knock 'em and drop 'em. Point 'em out and knock 'em out. All names for a disturbing trend now drawing concern nationwide.
Whoever come walking down the block or something, they just knock them out.
In Pittsburgh, this teacher was punched so hard he collapsed headfirst into the concrete curb. This man in Brooklyn was also knocked unconscious. And even women are being attacked. There have been 7 recent cases in New York City alone, and the game has turned fatal in at least 4 documented attacks: Syracuse, St. Louis, Chicago, and Hoboken, New Jersey, the site of the latest fatal attack. These boys, seen in video from a security camera after the incident, have been charged with the murder. They are just 13 and 14 years old. Jeffrey Butts specializes in youth criminal justice at John Jay College.
We know from brain studies that the part of your brain that gets fired up through excitement and thrill-seeking actually develops more quickly and fires up more quickly than the other part of your brain, which comes along a few years later, which is about judgment and discretion.
He says there's no real pattern to the way the attackers choose their victims, but they're always alone, and they stand out.
The victims are someone who the young people consider to be an other. So that could be a racial difference, it could be a religious difference, it could be an age difference, it just could be a class difference.
Nothing in the so-called knockout game is about a fair fight. So if it's not about toughness, if it's not about courage, then what is it about?
I think teenagers get involved in this game to prove their manhood, and ironically what they end up doing is proving that they're still children.
John Miller's with us. How widespread is this?
It's hard to tell. First of all, if you look for it in the statistics, there's no cutout for the knockout game in the numbers. They're categorized as assault, so you can't search backwards for them effectively. And there's another problem. You know, Police Commissioner Ray Kelly here yesterday said, we're going to be talking to the health department to see if there may be more cases than we're aware of. I mean, one of the first things you forget when you're knocked out cold is what it was that knocked you out. If you're in a fight for 5 minutes, you might remember, I was in a fight and then I woke up on the ground. But if you're just walking down the street and the next thing you know, you're on the sidewalk and you don't know how you got there, there could be cases that they're not aware of. And I talked to chiefs around the country yesterday, and this was just below their radar. It's just coming up in a few cities.
So how will police combat it?
It's a hard one because, you know, do you follow groups of kids walking down the street? It is a difficult pattern crime to do tactics against.
All right, John Miller, thank you.